7.6 million companion animals are entering shelters every year. That's your dogs and your cats. 7.6 million. Out of that 7.6, there is about 2.7 million of them that are adopted and are going out to good homes, good families. And then there's also about 2.7 that are euthanized. So these animals are being put down because they're not being adopted. So I'm going to talk about animals entering shelters. The problem is how many of them are entering shelters. I'm going to go over the cause, why these animals are entering shelters, why they're staying there, and why they're being euthanized. And then I'm going to let you know what you can do to help. So to start, like I said, 7.6 million companion animals, dogs and cats, are entering shelters every year. About 2.9 of them are dogs, and about 3.4 of them are cats. So out of the dogs, 1.2 of them are being euthanized. So 1.2 million dogs are being euthanized each year because they're not being adopted out. And this is a problem because those dogs should be adopted out. Out of the cats, 1 million about are also being euthanized as well. So again, that's 1.2 dogs being put down and 1.4 million cats being put down. The reason these animals are in shelters and the reason that these animals result in being euthanized is because many people aren't getting their animals fixed. When you don't get your pet fixed and they have babies and then you don't know what to do with the babies, so your puppies and your kittens are going to shelters. That takes up a lot of room at animal shelters, and they sometimes can't afford to take care of all the animals, which results in them being euthanized. Another reason is because families will relinquish their pets to shelters. This can be for many reasons, such as the animal not being compatible with their family, if they have kids, if they have other dogs or cats. Sometimes when you have a dog and it doesn't get along with your kids or your other pets, it becomes a problem. So families will relinquish their dogs and cats to animal shelters in order to fix that problem. Another reason is also that a lot of strays don't have proper identification. So these dogs don't have tags on their collars, they don't have microchips, so when they are picked up, there is no way to figure out where they came from and no way to get them back to the family. This results in the animal being left in the shelter, and if they aren't adopted out, it results in them being euthanized. So again, how can you help this? It's pretty simple. All you have to do is the next time you are thinking to adopt a dog or adopt a cat, you can decide to go through a breeder. You could if you wanted to. But if you want to help this problem of animals being in shelters, the best thing you can do is go to your local animal shelter and adopt a dog or a cat from a shelter. There are actually a lot of benefits that Victoria Stilwell wrote about in an article on her website. She is a dog trainer, and she talks highly about adopting animals. So the benefits of adopting from a shelter: when you adopt from a shelter, part of what you're paying for is all of the care that they have been given. So their all the vetting on the animal is taken care of. So you don't have to worry about them getting them fixed on your own, because when you get them from a shelter, it's already going to be fixed. You don't have to worry about getting them sprayed or neutered. Along with that is microchipped. The animals, for the most part, are microchipped. And also, the people at the animal shelter will generally tell you what the animal is like. So if you have a dog that doesn't get along with cats, that's usually something that they'll know, and they can let you know in case you have a cat at home. Same thing with kids. If you decide to get a dog or a cat and it doesn't do well with children, that's information that they'll have available. Another benefit is that they're already going to be potty trained. So while they're in the animal shelter, they're being trained, so you don't have to worry about potty training them when you take them to your house. You won't have to worry about any kind of cleanup because they already know where to go to the bathroom. Another really good benefit of getting an animal from a shelter rather than a breeder is that sometimes when you have mixed breeds, their genetic health is going to be a lot better than when you have purebred animals. So I personally have a Rhodesian Ridgeback mix that I got from an animal shelter, and because he's a mixed breed, he doesn't have the ridge that his breed usually has, and that ridge is actually a genetic mutation that can cause problems with his health. But because he's a mixed breed, he doesn't have it, which means he isn't going to have those health problems that are associated with it. So this is really great because a lot of dogs do have those problems because of the specific breed that they are, but when they're mixed, sometimes those problems aren't associated with that dog because of whatever they're mixed with. So again, like I said, the problem is how many animals are entering animal shelters every year. The cause of this is mostly animals not having the proper identification when they're picked up. And again, what you can do is you can adopt from a shelter the next time you are looking to get a pet. When you do this, you actually save 2 lives at once. You're taking that animal out of a shelter, and you're also freeing up space for another animal that needs to come in. So it's great all around. You get to save an animal in 2 different ways, and you also get to add a companion to your life and to your family.